Woof woof! Hello everybody, Shuffle Woof here with a new album review. Today we will be discussing the new Food House album, Two House.
Why aren't you making any music? You should hurry up.
Food House is a very unique band for the furry community. Its two members, FURRY and Guppy, had their first big success story with a track, Those Moser, featured on Guppy's debut album, None. This iconic track was well recognized in the greater sphere of pandemic HYPERPOP back in 2020, bringing a lot of attention to their work. They decided to team up officially as Food House, releasing a self-titled debut album later in 2020. This album is full of playful hyperpop tracks, including 8 Now and their wild continuation of Those Moser, Mostoser. They released one more single in 2021, Butterfly Knife, before seemingly taking a years-long hiatus. During the recent album rollout for Two House, the band has identified itself more with a furry community, which is all too exciting for our music landscape. We welcome you, FURRY and Guppy. There are 17 tracks on this long-awaited comeback album, so let us get right into the music. As a general note, I will assume FURRY is the narrator in these songs, as she is the lead singer on this album. We begin with Hot Problems, a banger about flexing on your haters who want to take you down for petty reasons. I love how catchy the production is here, what with its booming 808s and light trap beat, it definitely feels like a nod to their beginnings. Lovers of 100 Gex may enjoy this one, especially. We then move on to No No, which feels like some sugary Europop, with 808s and fun instrumental phases. The lyrics here are quite pointed, FURRY seemingly addressing someone in their past, who she was once close to, but who became quite manipulative. Computer Punk feels more frantic, with its hardcore synth beat and FURRY's vocal delivery, this one seemingly addressing someone who idolized FURRY but then became quite dangerous to her and her family. Special is a highlight for me, with its twinkly minimalist production that reminds me a lot of Sophie's more low-key cuts. FURRY tries a mousier delivery for this one, singing about whether someone is good enough for you romantically, but then flipping it to ask if you are even good enough for them. This is one of my favorite concepts on the album. I like how focused and fleshed out it is. We do a complete 180 with Jumpin' the Cack, which has some of the oddest production choices on the album, especially with its completely random samples ranging from Bruno Mars to I Love Friday. I will say though, the very first line, "Take one, but hope you don't break one," tickles me. FURRY, thank you for your lyrical genius. Credit Card Knife has some cooler production. I love the odd bass tone choices Guppy makes. While I do find the chorus quite repetitive, I like the volatile attitude here, even if I do not always understand the lyrics or FURRY's post-ironic humor. TD Bank features a strong synth, lead and a huge bass. Exciting! The lyrics seem to be the center focus here, FURRY first singing about a manipulative ex-friend, then flexing on them with plenty of self-confidence. Now Two is another highlight, with its exciting phases in the production. I love how Guppy transitions between bumping beats and more vocal-focused tension points. FURRY's charisma pairs really well with this sound, this one being about FURRY's faults and her confidence in spite of them. I love the spoken word breakdown halfway through, it is quirked up in a way that works. La 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 features more low-key and minimalist production in a style that reminds me of Dylan Brady's. FURRY gets introspective on this one, discussing how she feels out of control of herself in many ways. Everybody's Eyes gets even deeper and is another highlight for me. I adore FURRY's honest storytelling about her transphobic family and the chosen family she discovered through her career and her community. This heart-wrenching perspective is paired with light and varied synths, as well as percussion that works organically with everything else. Kudos to the pair on this one, especially. Vitamin D Freestyle is a short one led by an aggressive and seemingly unprocessed saw synth, only adding to the overall weirdness of this project. Dancing on Your Grave feels a bit more fleshed out even if it mostly focuses on a single bass line. The instrumental's relative minimalism lets FURRY's eccentric delivery really stand out here, the lyrics feeling like a flex and a direct diss at another artist. IDGASOAS features a very mouse-like delivery from FURRY, who sings about not caring what others think. The low-key dance production is quirky at points, speeding up at the very end of the track to add some excitement. The next track, Katnahora, feels somewhat inspired by A.G. Cook, especially when it comes to the otherworldly and minimalist production in the first minute. Afterwards, it breaks into an 808 lead beat. I am intrigued by all of the lyrics discussing furry concepts, oh my woof, as well as Frax's extremely odd but unique vocal delivery near the end. We then move on to Get It, another highlight for me. I love Guppy's contrast between wider and narrower production, keeping it synthy and otherworldly throughout. Frax maintains the same energy, with interesting deliveries and pointed lyrics. This song seems to be a call out to someone for their abuse of power over a group of people and her own frustrations regarding how this problematic situation has been treated up to now. I like how catchy Frax's flows are here. Nearing the end of the album, we have I Hope You Know, which features a soft arpeggiator that almost reminds me of Goji's production style. I like the hyper flourishes and the cool vocal effects throughout, Frax discussing how she feels anxious and insecure in spite of her perceived success as an artist. We end on the synthy slow burner, Dumb Ways to Die, where Frax closes the record by reflecting on her volatile past and how she would rather embrace her own weirdness and connect with more niche communities than be treated like a celebrity. While I think some of the vocal mixing feels a bit off near the end, the second half of this track has an epic build. I do really love the huge percussion hits. Overall, I think Food House proved they could do it again on this new record, and I am happy the furry community is embracing it. I do feel like my own criticisms of Food House come down to personal taste. While I do love how eccentric and vibrant Fraxy can get on a track, her post-ironic humor can sometimes be lost on me, and I find that a few tracks' lyrics feel like streams of consciousness that tend not to stay on topic. Additionally, the quality of the production can also feel a bit inconsistent between tracks, especially with how non-serious songs like Jump in the Cack or Vitamin D Freestyle come off when compared to more thoroughly produced songs like Hot Problems or Now Too. Then again, the duo is clearly exercising their freedom as indie artists and has expressed their desire to get weirder and have more fun with art, so I can respect it. Regardless, none of my criticisms take away from the great highlights there are on here. The band's talent and fun, braggadocious attitude cannot be denied, even if it requires you to turn your brain off a bit. If you like hyperpop that embraces weirdness and randomness, I would check this one out. Woof woof.
We're rolling bigger doobies and growing